Alright, so I found this valve spring, one of my valve springs seems to fit the bill here. So, theoretically, what should happen is this should compress. Ooh, it's popping off. Alright, get the general idea. So,
you can tighten it.
Yeah, I gotta tighten this to keep these from spreading. It's compressing.
There's 2 springs on it.
Yeah, it looks like it, huh? Dual springs. So if we push this down, there we go. Those are the keepers. So you gotta just take the screwdriver and knock those into 2 pieces.
Like spread them apart?
Yep, it's 2 little things that come right out. They're called keepers. There you go.
That one won't come out.
Yeah. Careful, don't get your fingers in there because if this slips off.
It's going down. Can you lift it up?
Yeah, hold on. There we go.
Put it in here.
Alright. So that's a dual spring design.
Good.
You say so. Can't see it from my house.
I don't trust that.
Alright, you see this thing right here?
Yeah.
I don't even know what I'm looking at.
Yeah, I can see it.
Hold on. Let me get this. Let me get the tension off of this so I can safely take this spring off. Look at when it's completely relaxed how long that spring is. Alright? Okay, so. See that thing right there?
Yeah.
That's called a valve seal. That's responsible for keeping the oil that's up here, that's lubricating the top end, from going along the valve stem and getting into the cylinder and having it burn oil.
Yeah.
So sometimes if you're burning oil, your problem is this seal right here. So definitely, you always want to change that seal when you get this apart. Where's the flathead screwdriver we just had? I'm not going to replace it now when I'm taking it off because it's going to have to be.
You're going to rip it.
Yeah, well, it's like I said, it's junk. We're not going to reuse the same valve seals if we manage to successfully get this thing apart and put back together again. That'd be just silly. These are very inexpensive, these little seals. They might be a little harder to source because of this Chinese go-kart nonsense. See that little rubber thing?
Yeah.
That's all that is. There's nothing to it. This is the intake valve, okay? So,
That's the one that's stuck?
I believe it was.
Or both of them are.
Yeah, well, we're gonna find out in a minute.
It's moving a little bit.
Yep. All right.
But
Don't worry about that, getting that all the way out in a bit. Let's get this one off. Oh, you know what?
What?
Let me get a little container. We'll put the intake valve in separate. We'll keep the intake valve and the exhaust valves separated. All right, I got this little pill container. What we're gonna do is we're gonna put all the parts for the intake valve in here. The exhaust valve ones we could just dump in here because by process of elimination, if this is the intake, obviously, the one we have in there will be exhaust, right?
Right.
Oh, that's dirty pool. See what they did here?
Yeah.
They got this part of the casting that keeps us from being able to get in here with this compressor. That's disconcerting.
That's a low blow.
Yeah. Well, let's see. Maybe I can just.
Good enough.
Yeah, hopefully. Wait, we hope so. Here goes nothing. Yeah, I was afraid of that. That's the limit of how much I can compress that, and it's not enough to. It's not enough to get those keepers out, so that's not going to work. Huh?
Push it down.
This is closed all the way.
Yeah.
That's what I'm telling you. So that ain't working. This has got to go down further. Hey, careful!
Do it from the side.
You're gonna bend my screwdriver again.
Do it from the side.
Yeah, you think?
Yeah.
Yeah. This is in the way.
Cares.
Right, hold on. Let me open this up further so I can try and get it at an angle. See what happens. See what happens. No, that ain't working. That's like as far down as I can get. Let's see if that's gonna do it. Now, you know what the problem is? Even if I pull that up, I can't get the top to go down.
Yes, you can. Watch.
I bet you this doesn't work. Or what if I keep these arms on top? It'll push down further. Let's see if that works. See what I'm doing?
Yeah.
Probably higher chance of it slipping off and hurting me. Try to keep my fingers clear of any pinch points. So what I've got is now I've got that fully compressed, the top part of that spring fully compressed, but
I can see
it doesn't want to go down.
I can see a little bit down. You probably can take out now. I just had to take one of them out.
Easier said than done.
Push it down even.
Hold on.
It's almost there. Try to do it and then flip it over.
Not so easy. Oh, wait a minute.
What?
You know what? I think the valve was just pushing out. Maybe that's part of the problem. Yep, the valve's moving. And if I keep my finger under here and push down, keep the valve from moving. That's like the max I can do right there. Oh, that could be easier.
I'm afraid of that. It'd be like shrapnel.
Ta-da.
Does this one go down freely?
Yeah, that one actually still moves. Only the problem is now look.
Take this one out.
That's how it should look. Yeah.
What?
And the valve seat. That's pretty toasty. He's driving his tractor. Huh?
I'll go.
All right, so in order to keep this from getting damaged when I bang on it, I got a piece of brass. Brass is a soft metal, so I could tap this without worrying about it. Now, I still don't want to go wailing on the thing because I don't want to break this area here, which is probably hardened, which is what the valve seals that we took off attaches to. Alright, that's it. As far as I can go. I'm now at the very... That's not flush with the top of that hardened part. So... perfect. It's turning. I think we can get it out.
You're getting it out now. That's not
Alright,
good.
so... Yeah. So we're going to look at this. The camera. The sun. The beautiful sun. That might clean up, believe it or not. Well, I'm almost thinking we can save this. Call me crazy.
You're crazy.
Yeah. We might be able to actually do something with this
You
thing.
can clean this off. Okay.
Yeah, let me get some shop towels.
Can I take this off? Take these off?
No, there's no need to take those off. Oh, Aidan, at the top of the stairs, grab that red rag at the top of the bulkhead stairs. All right, so let me show you something else, Aidan, that I discovered that you haven't seen yet.
What?
I decided to take this dipstick out.
What color is the oil?
It's not really a color so much as a state. It's kind of like plasma. It's not a solid or a liquid. It's
Chunky.
yeah. Look at
Oh yeah, I saw that too.
I can't even describe what this is.
Is there a drain plug?
It's like a big snot. Look at that. It's like a slug.
Show in the camera.
What the? What is that? It's like a booger. Well, anyways, that's really disgusting.
There's a drain plug.
Yeah. My concern is that whatever that stuff is, that's beyond drainable. Look at this. Do you think this melted from the fire?
Yeah.
Wow.
Isn't that supposed to be resisting heat?
To a certain temperature. Operating temperature of this crankcase, that's about it. Oh, look at that.
Bone dry.
No, just barely touching something. Oh yeah, we gotta get this crankcase drained. We gotta get it drained, and we might even want to go as far as to try and flush it. All right. So Aidan just started to loosen this, and he was saying it's like springy, and the reason why is because I think there's actually a screen held in by a spring that acts as a filter for the oil system. So.
I suppose a filter.
We got a container that's small enough, like the plastic, like another one like this.
Where are they in your basin?
Well, I thought there was one over there with no lid on it. Hopefully there's not much in here. Might not be, because the way we get it tilted, nothing will probably want to run out right now.
Yeah, chunky stuff.
Oh, you know what that is? That's water. That's water and oil.
Going to tilt it?
Hold on. That's a screen that looks clogged. Go ahead, tilt it. All right, stop.
Let's put it over here.
Here.
I can do it. It would be easier if you put it over the table.
Pretty much empty. That's not good. Wonder why that is. I would have expected there to be more stuff in there than that. This looks like a drain bolt over here.
Want to drain it? It's for the gear case.
Yeah, but you think that's separate?
Yes.
What are you basing that on?
Because look it's a hole, and there's a bolt right here too.
Oh, that's a drain. That's the drain. Oh, we just took out the oil screen, and the drain is what you're looking at right there. That's the drain. And that's probably a low point drain for when it's in a scooter or something where that is low.
Yeah.
That's my theory.
Holy moly. You don't have that size. Probably this one.
That seems too loose. This is 17 millimeters, so you need a 16 mil.
I just tried it.
The 16 mil doesn't fit?
Nope.
Wait a minute, you're not even getting it on there straight. Check and make sure that's not in the wrong spot. It is a 16. All right, use the 17.
This is a 17 too. Let's try this. That's good, right?
Yeah,
Oh, that's tight.
I think you just. Oh yeah, there you go. Put that back on my correct.
No, you do it.
Nothing's gonna come out the way it's tilted. Barely nothing.
Oh, that's dripping now.
Well, when it tilted, it should come out more.
Oh.
Oh yes. was that? Where'd that bolt come from?
Right here. I saw that too. I was like, okay, that's a lot.
That's a lot? You think that's a lot? That's not a lot.
That's more than we saw.
Well, I know, but what I'm saying is that that's like nothing. This thing is hurting. Well, how long I was running with no oil in it. All right, take that out of there. Let's rotate that. Get the piston all the way down. Stop. Go back to it. Should be able to take it right there. That's all the way at the bottom. That'll give us the best look at the whole cylinder.
Do you have a flashlight downstairs?
Yeah, definitely. It's super powerful.
I'm gonna adjust my batteries for it.
Yeah. It's on the workbench. Actually, I got the best flashlight in the world. It's called the sun. I just realized, why not just turn it around facing the sun?
Yeah, that's not doing anything.
Right. Because we got the sun is much stronger. We got rust up at the top here. You can feel it.
Yeah.
Feel how rough that is?
Yeah.
That's not great, but surprisingly, I don't feel any scoring on the cylinder wall.
Actually, nothing.
Feels nice and smooth.
So it is savable. We can just clean it out with the cloth.
Well, yeah. A better thing to do, though, would be...
Scotch? No.
I wonder if you can get rings for this thing.
Rings for what?
If the piston's good... excuse me. If the piston's good, I would love to get a set of rings for this thing. Take the head off, hone the head, put new rings on it. But I think maybe we're getting ahead of ourselves.
Yeah. Just want to make sure it runs.
Right. All right.
Then we
Let's bring that piston all the way back up. Let's see if we can get any of that crap out of there. It
Where
should
is
be
it?
very easy to turn.
came off the things.
All right, now go. Go ahead.
Top dead center.
We're going to rig something up so we can use a Scotch-Brite pad on a drill to actually go in and out of here
Yeah.
and clean this while we spray the crap out of it with brake cleaner. Try and get all that cleaned up.
Did you get that email I sent you about the motors? Howhit motors?
Yeah, what about?
Different models.
And?
You can learn stuff about that.
You can learn stuff on the internet.
Yeah.
You know what? You're right. You know where you can learn a lot? There's this guy on YouTube. His name is Steve Watroba. His channel's awesome. You should check it out. You ever see his videos?
Nope.
No? Alright.
I'm not even subscribed to him.
Mark, careful. This is oil here. Don't get look at your hand. Alright, step back.
Duvio.
What's wrong with it?
Huh?
What's wrong with it?
Rust. Water got in this engine. This is
might be able
the
to-
cylinder. The valves were stuck open from rust. We're gonna try and save this.
We probably can.
What's that zip tie on it?
It's holding this chain
That's
from
running it.
Yeah, this is
That's-
this is the latest in Chinese technology.
Yes. Zip ties.
High performance.
Heat resistance too. This is the only thing to survive that was plastic.
All right. So this is called Scotch-Brite pad, and this is made out of plastic. But because of the way they weave these fibers together, it actually works as an abrasive that can clean.
Yeah.
But it's a mild enough abrasive that it shouldn't hurt the metal, but it should help us remove the crap that's on there, the built up rust, which hopefully is mostly just surface rust. But we could sit here like trying to scrub this for a month of Sundays and get nowhere. So I want to use some mechanical advantage. So what I'm going to do is I cut a strip of this. Let's see if the piston all the way down, which is right there. Let's see roughly how deep this is. Cut a strip. This is what's called a flap disc, Okay, it's an abrasive disc. It's got flaps of sandpaper on it, normally. This one is completely worn out, right? And it's got oil and everything on it. It's just, this is trashed. But what's nice about something like this is this still should be able to grip something like this if I wrap it around here and if it's tight enough in this bore. We'll try that. If that doesn't work, then what I'm going to want is I need something that's a bigger diameter than this. It's not really doing what I want it to do because it's not able to wrap around that tightly enough. So we got to come up with another plan. It's the same. What I wanted is I basically want something along this idea.
Put 2 layers on it.
I could do that, or the other thing is I could just get a larger one of these. Let's try that second layer on you and see what happens. What I really would like to use, more than anything, but I don't have one, is a wood dowel. A large wood dowel, and then what you do is you cut a slot in the wood dowel and you stick this, like the slot is here, you stick something like this in the slot like that, and then it'll wrap around itself when it's spinning and flap and do exactly what we want this to do. But I don't have any large wood dowels that I can cut to make one of those things. And by the way, that's a neat trick. You can use sandpaper if you're want to be more aggressive. If it wasn't something like a cylinder wall that you were dealing with that was more delicate, you wanted to be more aggressive, you can use sandpaper. I don't want that to spray in your eyes, so don't stand. Yeah, stand behind me. There you go. Brake cleaner is good for cleaning metal, but you never want to use it on anything you're going to weld. Right? The chemicals in brake cleaner. This is non-chlorinated brake cleaner, so this might be safe, but you don't want to run the risk of finding out. No, worse. Gives off a chemical to get in your lungs and can kill you. Now, normally I'd be concerned with all of this washing down past the piston and getting into the crankcase. But we're going to flush the crankcase anyway, so I'm not as concerned about that. No, don't touch it. Chemical's not good for you. Oh.
That paint?
No, it's the brake cleaner getting on the plastic. Like, brake cleaner is not safe for most plastics. Oh, I wonder, we probably shouldn't be getting it all over these. Oops. Oh, let's come right out.
The other one.
That's the lower.
Upper one doesn't come out?
Nope, one does not. It's attached somewhere down at the bottom. Well, alright, that way we won't have to worry about mixing them up.
You got all over your camera.
Wow.
Yeah, spots.
I ruined my camera. There we go. That's still looking pretty gnarly. Down inside there further, cylinder's okay. You can see that black ring. You can see this black ring right here at the end of my fingertip. That's probably right where the piston rings were parked. Or that was where it was the top of the cylinder and the stuff was just collecting on top of the piston as it ran into the intake or whatever. But this whole area up in the top here is not looking so great. That might be above the rings. I don't know. I doubt we're that lucky. Since that cylinder's not looking so great, let's see. Shift our focus to the valve. Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
Oh, that valve's bent. That's it.
Yep.
Well, no sense in cleaning that up. See how bad that's bent.
Yeah.
So that settles that.
That sounds good, right?
We'll spin it in a second. The just for the heck of it, I want to see whether or not cleaning it up. Look at that.
Did work?
Huh?
Can it still work?
No, it's because it's bent, it's junk. But the good news is, just cleaning that up, it'll work in here okay. So I think the valve guides are okay. So we're gonna need a new intake valve. Hey, you think you're gonna find a random valve over there from a lawnmower engine that's gonna fit this? Might be able to lap the valve seats and reuse this head.
Yeah, I don't think so.
No. No.
Too small.
No. Yeah. Yeah, was it worth getting your hands dirty even for that?
Yes.
Aidan found some valves. Yeah, valves are very specific. All right, so what we're gonna do is, since we now feel that maybe there's a chance we can save this head, we're gonna get a exhaust valve, valve seals, and a new head gasket. And we're gonna try and put this together with those new parts and see if we can get compression. If we can get compression, we might even try and run this thing. Then we'll start investing in maybe a little bit of money in the ignition system. And then worst case scenarios, if we do all that, we get it running, but it smokes real bad, then we can look at maybe doing a cylinder and piston and rings. And if we do that, then we could also consider maybe going up in size to like 175cc or something like that. What I would love to do,
But
we get a piston and rings, oversized piston and rings, bore this out. Bore this out on the milling machine for oversized piston and rings. That would increase the displacement. We'll see.